every end of the year, it is Koens time. So each area on the Cape Flats, they will have a team. And in Heideveld, at that time it was the Heideveld Entertainers. Many of my friends, even I, they belong to that Koen. When we were there, where they did practice that Sunday night, we were sitting in the park opposite where they were practicing. We weren't even aware that our enemy that was coming to come and kill us that night. While we were sitting there drinking, laughing, the music was playing, I just heard some shots went off. People were screaming, people were running. It only comes to me when one of my enemy was standing in front of me. So he told me, "You're going to die tonight." But luckily for me, the time when he pulled the trigger, there were no more bullets left within his gun. While he was taking out his magazine and reload with a new one of my friends who was shot was lying by my feet at that time. He did have a firearm, so he gave it to me. When that enemy of mine at that time, when he was finished putting in his magazine and cocking the firearm, it was too late for him to shoot me. When he looked up straight to my face, he was looking into the barrel of the gun. Out of anger, I just shot him. I shot him. I shot one of his brothers who was with him. And I shot two of his cousins also. That were the attempted murders that night. And because I was always in the front line, I was always the leader figure, they have decided that night that they wanted to kill me. Because I was like a threat to them. Because I didn't show any fear for them. I was sentenced 40 years. I did appeal. So the sentences came down to 28 years. But in the prison, I did belong to the 27s. And even there, I did claim from a soldier up to a number 1 ranking member within the camp of 27. And my ranking within the 27s, I'm a judge. So if you did something wrong within the camp, then you have to come and face the court, and that's me, the judge, that will have the final say what your sentence will be. My wife, she stood with me. So always have a loving touch towards me. Never let me down, always encouraging me to go to church with them. But many a times I told her, "No, man, I'm too drunk. I don't want to go." But this Sunday morning, She told me, listen here, you have to go with us to the church this morning. And even that morning, I told my brother, listen here, I'm going to church. When I come back, you must have the beers ready for me to drink. And you know you must have it cold. I don't want warm beers. I went with my wife and the 2 children. We went to church. During that service, when they preached, while Christ was on the cross, he think about the murderer. And it touches me to think that there is somebody who thinks of me, who cares for me. When the altar call comes out, I went to the front. I gave my heart to Jesus. When I was invited by my sister-in-law to come and visit here at Jesus Connection Church, I did feel at home because I was visiting many churches, but never was the word laid out for me in a way, in a manner which Pastor Nike did laid it out. On a Monday night, when I wake up at home, I couldn't even stand up properly. I just had a pain within my ankle. I can't properly stand on my feet. I can't properly move. And in that week, I went to the doctor. In 3 days' time, I told my wife, listen here, man, it doesn't seem like the pills are working because there's no change. So my sister-in-law told me again, we're going to have a healing service. You must come. That Sunday night, I came to the front for prayer for my leg. Pastor Sodico and Pastor Nike, they did pray over me. I just moved to the back. When I wake up, there was no pain within my leg. I could move freely. I could even jump. I can kick. And that was so a relief for me. And since that time, I came up to the morning service, to the evening service, where Pastor Nike one night asked me when I'm going to take leadership within the church. So I just laughed. And he asked me, why do I laugh? So I told him, for a year, I came here as a visitor. But I haven't yet taken up membership. But since taking up membership, I was a home cell leader. I was an usher. Up till now, me and my wife, we are both in leadership within the church. We were ordained here as deacon and deaconesses. Now and then, from the old friends, they will phone me. They will ask me, how are things with me? How are things going? So I told them, no, I'm fine. They asked me, how am I coping? Because they're here. I'm not working. I had a whole lot of children there by my home. How are we coping through this COVID-19? But the only answer I could have given them, I told them, the only difference when it comes to my life and your life, I have Jesus within my life. You got to give God a chance within your life. I wasn't much involved with my old friends because they did make up a WhatsApp group. But since me joining that WhatsApp group, I will always post gospel songs, Bible verses, and many of them, they did even change their lives. From that friends of mine who was on that WhatsApp group, more than half of them, they are serving the Lord now. We can talk the same language now. We can no longer talk about the past, about the gang, about all those negative things we have done. But we can have a positive impact within our homes. We can have a positive leadership role where the children and grandchildren can look up to us because we are taking them to the house of the Lord. At the moment, there are 4 foster boys also at my home. And through this great church and this help I get, and with even the teachings, the eldest one is in the worship team now. His 2 younger brothers, they are part and parcel of the choir. From the 2 eldest grandchildren who are daughters, they are also ushers within the church. And I'm so glad that they can grow up with the structure of God and the principles of God. Life could have been different if I haven't changed my life and surrendered myself unto Christ. Because through that great love Christ did have for me, they can have that chance and that freedom also to explore that love of Christ. Some of my friends who don't have Christ within their life, in their home, maybe there are 4 people in their home, all 4 they are working, but they can't cope through because it seems like their money just go. In my situation, it's only my wife working at the moment now. But we can thank God because there's not a day, an afternoon, or even nighttime that there ain't something for us to eat. Our bills are paid up. We can tithe. I told many of them, though, why are you struggling? You don't want to give God a chance. You still want to go to Grand West. You still want to play the lotto or the Powerball. But at the end of the day, there's no change within your home circumstance. I will always encourage someone who is busy within a game. Just to encourage him to get that inner peace within you, to get that freedom within you, is to give your life to Jesus Christ. Yes, I was also a restless person, always looking around when the enemy will come. When will it be my time? Even sleepless nights. Always on the outlook. But there was no peace at that time. The only peace is the peace of the Holy Spirit. And to have Jesus Christ as your head, and to be led by the Holy Spirit